Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Poke Tavern Rumors and News Edition. This is Arthur with Hall of Fame CG. Basically, I wanted to go over some new things that I've been seeing pop up recently that actually caught my attention and I think is going to be very interesting for you guys to hear about. Starting off, we have this new club that's entering and starting to do some card shows. I took the liberty to block out everybody's name here, the club, as well as the vendor that was complaining. I didn't want anybody getting in trouble. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. Also, I'm not agreeing with anybody. I'm just, I don't want anybody to get mad and, I want them to be respected. But it is interesting because we're seeing a lot of new people come into the hobby. And some people don't really understand the trading card and like what they're about and, what's going on with it. But they see money and they're just coming in, full force. And a lot of these people, they're not ready to deal with, collectors. Collectors are lighthearted most of the time. They take their things seriously, but, it's a little different of like, dealing with maybe stocks. But anyhow, I'm just going to read this here, what they said. So he said, "You've been warned, don't trade like normal collectors. It isn't fair." So this vendor was complaining because people at the show were trading and selling cards when they weren't, they didn't pay for a table, right, essentially. And he got really angry because of that. He complained to the director, and the director made a response. So he basically said, "Good morning, everybody. Over the last few months, I have noticed an epidemic happening." That's a funny way to put it, but yes, an epidemic happening at the card shows in South Florida. It seems that a lot of people, not just kids, feel that they can just walk into a card show with a box of cards, find another customer, and go up front and make deals without buying a table. I actually caught two guys buying and selling cards in the bathroom. Yes, they're buying and selling cards in the bathrooms because they don't want to get caught, I guess, on the tables. I do not give a magic harp. Have to say that because, YouTube. How you reward or explain it. When you come into a card show as a customer and think you can just buy and sell to other customers, that is freaking stealing. All right, I'm not agreeing with him or disagreeing with him. He definitely should probably, mention that because there's a lot of new people coming into the hobby. Pokemon, we always do our trades. I don't think that's an issue usually. I don't find that as an issue, but I do know that a lot of card shows don't like it when you start, vendoring without paying for a table. But as long as you're trading, most places are cool with it. That's part of the hobby. It's a trading card game, TCG. So it makes sense. But, people have difficulty differentiating the two at times. That's all it is. Pieces of crap that want to win the lottery without buying a ticket. My dealers are paying for tables and opportunities to buy and sell cards, and these mother effers walk here, pay nothing, and take sales away from the dealers. I talked this over with the club and my security, and we decided that if we catch another customer dealing with another customer, we'll throw them both out, and they'll be banned, or trespass, or whatever. The problem is that we can't spend all day watching, but and then he makes a pretty bad analogy, but the inmates do not run the prison. I do. I will protect my dealers no matter what, and we have sign-ups for the next show. I'm sorry for the people, but this needs to stop. Yes, and the comment at the bottom says everything. The inmates do not run the prison. That's not the best analogy, I'd say, but it's an analogy. Definitely gets his point across, though. So basically what we want here is so people just, stop doing this kind of stuff. That's what they want. Not saying, again, right or wrong. It's a bit if mucky, I think people should be able to trade at a card show. That should be fine. But I know sales and, buying and selling, that could be a little bit harder to manage, But regardless, I think he could have gone about this a little bit of a better way. Again, these guys that are selling tables, they're making a lot of money. I know the only reason he got bothered was because he's making a lot of money. So that's the only reason somebody got annoyed with that. If it didn't cost them money, they wouldn't care. But, I'm sure one of the dealers was like, "I'm not going to pay." And then, well, I guess the guy that posted, said that or something like that. And now it ruins it for everybody else. So basically, I'd say my word of advice, look at the terms and conditions for any card show you go to, just so you guys don't get in trouble. Some places are more chill than others. Some people are entering the hobby now for the money, like this, gentleman here, and some of these new events, and they're not here for a good time. Essentially, they're there to make money. So basically, I'd say the best thing you guys can do is just so you don't get, trespass or get any kind of problems, criminal record. You don't want any of that for, for trading cards. We love them. It's great for us. It's a great hobby. We love opening packs, but it's not worth a criminal record. So yeah, you guys be careful out there. There's new kinds of people entering the hobby every single day. Right now, we've had a big influx because this is the biggest bull market we've ever seen, I guess, in the history of any TCG, probably ever. But yeah, you guys, be safe out there. Be smart. Don't try to stick it to the man. But you know, yeah, this is crazy. And it's just I wanted to highlight this comment here. Is this where we're not allowed to buy or sell, trade with other collectors unless it's in the bathroom? As you guys can see, the community definitely trolls back. The guy that's in charge of that club, he went on a banning spree. He banned everybody that commented negatively or against what he wanted. Again, we all want to have a healthy community. We don't want too much drama here, even though there's always some pokey news or pokey drama going on in the world. But once again, guys, be safe out there. Mega evolutions are coming up soon for the Phantasmal Flame. The pre-orders, I don't know, right now it's Tuesday. Maybe tomorrow. I know I've been checking every day, but hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get a drop and get some Phantasmal Flames pre-orders. Everybody's saying it's going to be a set that's going to push past 1K. That is quite possible. It's a huge set, so let's see. Anyways, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Once again, I'm Arthur with Hall of Fame CG. You guys stay blessed and have a blessed night. And also, I want to shout out Poke NE. Let's see if we can shout him out in the comments as well. I want to see if he could react to this video because I want to see his thoughts on this kind of behavior going on in card shows, if he has an opinion on it or if he thinks it's right or wrong. Peace, guys. Bye.